Good evening, and thank you for joining us on NTTV Nightly News. I'm Mauricio Ortiz Segura.
And I'm Isabella Quintanilla. Tonight, the issue of diversity, equity, and inclusion is making news on our campus. Earlier this afternoon, the UNT Chancellor released a statement in response to new statewide policies concerning DEI.
Governor Greg Abbott has told Texas institutions to halt the consideration of diversity in their hiring, which includes UNT and all other state schools. In a response, Chancellor Dr. Michael Williams issued this response. The statement includes, nevertheless, as Chancellor of the UNT system, I have requested a review of our current hiring policies to ensure an appropriate and consistent approach is being taken across our entire system. Furthermore, I have paused the implementation of any new DEI policies, programs, and training until our evaluation is concluded.
NTTV spoke to President Neil Smatresk for clarification on these comments.
Most of the same stuff is going to happen. I just think the sensitive issue was, are we overutilizing certain things in job searches that would create bias?
The pause takes effect immediately with all new university job postings having the DEI clauses removed.
The word new means new. So we won't be generating new policies, we won't be generating new programs until we've had a fulsome conversation with our chancellor on the system.
This is a developing story, and we will keep you updated as we learn more. I had the chance to go over to the Fort Worth Zoo this past weekend and take part in their annual Boo at the Zoo Halloween event. Let's take a look. Fort Worth Zoo's annual Boo at the Zoo event, where the Fort Worth Zoo has put on its own Halloween costume and invited its guests to put on their own costumes and join it in the festivities. This Halloween celebration has been bringing people back to the Fort Worth Zoo for years now.
This is my 10th consecutive year.
This will be my 4th year doing Boo at the Zoo.
Maybe 10 years, I'd have to say.
When asking the entertainers who help bring this event back from the dead every year what their favorite part about it is, they had this to say.
When we have these huge crowds of people, I love it. The kids get all excited, and we just have fun.
Well, I love Halloween, so I always love putting on a show. We have free reign of picking the show, decorating, and so I think that's probably the best part, is we get to make it all up ourselves.
With that in mind, I went to go check out what the zoo had to offer. I went trick-or-treating with the free candy coupons and bag I got, had a thrilling conversation on why I should care about frogs and toads, considered a career change, ate a sausage on a stick, and the minute I heard about the backwards kooky carousel, you know I had to get on that as soon as possible. The zoo had so many bone-chilling events, I got a little turned around, but I always managed to find myself back to the animals.
I had to bring my wife out here to come see Brazos the elephant when he was first born, and so I think elephants are probably our favorite.
In the reptile exhibit, there's always been this really big Komodo dragon I ever got to see, and every year I make sure to come and see the Komodo dragon. That has to be my favorite part.
I would say things like Kenya, our circle that you saw, and more of our bigger animals, showing that off to people, animals they don't normally see here in Texas or the United States. I think that's our biggest draw.
Not only did I see a wide variety of animals, I also saw a large array of costume wearers from people of all ages.
I ever got to see other Demon Slayer characters, so I'm just wandering around to see if I can see any more.
How's it feel to see your fellow, people dressed up, all over?
I love it.
Boo at the Zoo definitely gave me the spooks, but in a fun way. The Fort Worth Zoo clearly wants both its animals and visitors to have the best possible time this haunting season. And frankly, I can't wait to come back again next year. If you couldn't catch this event last week, well, don't worry, because the Fort Worth Zoo does this every year. And if you're a Halloween and animal lover like me, then you'll want to mark this down in your calendar.
I have 81 and a low of 61. And Mauricio, I'm so glad to see you come onto the screen.
Oh.
It is so lovely with all these beautiful bluebonnets blooming behind me.
Oh, wow. Well, I have to say, the Texas state flower is very lovely, Kayla. And that's just one of the many flowers that are blooming all over Texas.
If only there was a place I could go to see all those flowers.
Well, I have just the place to fulfill that recent wish, Kayla, and that is the Dallas Arboretum and Botanical Garden, which is presenting their collection of blossoming flora right now with their Dallas Blooms event. And I was fortunate enough to check it out myself, so why don't we take a look at just a few of the things that Dallas Blooms has. Named by Southern Living magazine as one of the best places to see stunning spring blossoms across the South, the Dallas Arboretum and Botanical Garden presents Dallas Blooms, the largest annual floral festival in the Southwest. The Spring Festival has an impressive and vibrant showcase that didn't just catch my eye, but also the eyes of some tourists from New York.
I think all the colors are just really nice, because where we're from, it's not quite green there yet, so it's really nice to see some color in green.
Dallas Blooms has 100 varieties of spring bulbs, 500,000 spring blooming blossoms, thousands of azaleas, and hundreds of Japanese cherry trees. Along with the floral displays are statues from sculptor Gary Lee Price's collection, Great Contributors, which features the bronze likeness of historical figures such as Harriet Tubman, Mother Teresa, Joan of Arc, and more. You don't have to be Einstein to know that this festival is one that you can't miss. The celebration includes other highlights such as wine and beer pairings, tasting and cooking classes, book signings and speakers, and live music, which I was able to catch that afternoon. On top of all the activities offered during the festival, guests are also welcome to put down a picnic blanket and enjoy taking in the wonderful nature around them. They can have lunch, spend time with their families, or take in the sounds of the birds chirping. The festival runs until April 16th, and I'd recommend anyone to attend before it's over.
What do we have going on, Mauricio? I know you have more information.
Well, Noemi, we have a bunch going on. The NCAA Women's Final Four is coming to Dallas this year, and with it is an abundance of fun events that you won't want to miss out on. You can catch all the teams in the Women's Final Four on the court, practicing for their games, and can also get involved in some fan activities and promotions during the day on March 30th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're a party animal, then you're definitely going to want to check out the party on the plaza that will have numerous celebrations at Victory Plaza in front of American Airlines Center with music, games, Final Four merch, food. If you're like me and hearing food, should have sold you right away. The teams fighting for the national title are also walking the red carpet on April 1st. D3, D2, and D1 teams will be going at different times, and this will run from March 30th to April 2nd. There's also going to be a 4-day fest full of activities called Tourney Town. Some standouts that might interest you are the games, giveaways, sports memorabilia, even more merch, celebrity appearances, and even chances to network. That will run from March 30th to April 2nd at the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center. A parade from Dallas City Hall Plaza to the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center will also take place, and fans ages 18 and under can dribble a basketball through it. Parents and chaperones are encouraged to walk the parade route with the dribblers, and the first 2,000 bounce participants will receive a free basketball and a t-shirt. More North Texas events that are happening are that the Texas Rangers, Dallas Renegades, and Taylor Swift are all playing this week in Arlington. That means that traffic over there is going to be absolutely brutal. Swifties and Rangers fans are basically two sides of the same coin, and they'll all flock to get to their events before everybody else. So how can we avoid some of that nasty traffic on your way to those events? Well, I'll tell you. Give yourself plenty of time to get to Arlington if you're going there. Traffic tends to get the most congested roughly half an hour to an hour before an event, police warn. Make a plan. Try to pre-purchase parking passes or try to figure out where you're going to park before you leave home. People using rideshare services like Uber, Lyft, and more, the designated drop-off and pickup location is Lot 15, just west of AT&T Stadium off Randall Mill Road. Also, don't try to meet someone using rideshare services at a location other than Lot 15. Police plan to implement additional traffic control measures after the event, so a driver might not be able to reach you. Speaking of events around Denton, I heard that our very own Talea Munson is out on tour. I hope you're having fun out there, Talea.
La votación anticipada para las elecciones del 8 de noviembre comienza el 24 de octubre. Hay dos elecciones especiales para los residentes de Denton. La primera es una propuesta para destituir a Alison McGuire, miembro del Consejo Municipal del Distrito 4. Y la segunda es una propuesta para una ordenanza municipal sobre la marihuana. Una propuesta para una elección de bonos viales también estará en la boleta electoral. Estos bonos de $650 millones son destinados a financiar más de 100 proyectos viales en todo el condado. También habrá votos para juez del condado, secretario del condado de Denton y más.
Thanks, Macy. Ever watched TV and wondered what it was like to work in the profession? Well, whether it's news, sports, or entertainment, North Texas Television is one place you get a chance to find out. We've been around since 1989, and over the past 20 years have become one of the top student-run stations in the United States. Our students have been recognized by such organizations as the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the Society of Professional Journalists, and the Broadcast Education Association. Students involved with North Texas Television work to provide interesting and informative content aimed at the Denton community and folks here at UNT. Students get hands-on training opportunities, a chance to create their own shows, and follow UNT sports. All this is broadcast across North Texas on Charter Communications Channel 192, Frontier Fios Channel 46, and live on our official YouTube channel. So your chances of catching our broadcasts are pretty good. And that means we have to stay up to date with our tech. And for a chance to look at our amazing tech, we have our very own reporter, Austin Hedgecoth, in the studio right now, who's ready to give us a little tour. How about it, Austin? Thanks, Talea. This Monday was National Pokemon Day, the anniversary of when the first Pokemon games, Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, were first released for the Nintendo Game Boy. As a way of celebrating, the Arlington Public Library put on a fun event for fans to come together and talk about the franchise they love. And I had the pleasure of getting to talk to both new and longtime fans. Take a look. Gotta catch 'em all. On February 27th, the George W. Hawks Downtown Library in Arlington decided to put on a Pokemon event for National Pokemon Day, where over 100 people of all ages came together to talk about the massive franchise. Whether it was trading the trading cards, battling with the trading cards, or bringing their Nintendo Switches to play the newest games together, patrons were just filled with that Pokemon trainer spirit. Many even wanted to share what their favorite Pokemon was.
My favorite Pokemon is probably Fuecoco. I feel like he's my personified moon because he's head empty, no thoughts, and also loves food, and that's me.
Oh, my favorite's Mewtwo.
Mewtwo? It's a sick one. Awesome.
It's a big debate since they keep adding more Pokemon every year, and I'm honestly on the verge of saying Leafeon is one of mine.
You'd swear there was an uproar with the amount of noise that was coming from the room. You definitely would have wanted to take a peek at you inside. And the interesting thing was, everyone had a different story on how they became Pokemon fans. What got you into Pokemon?
Well, I mean, I think not really anything. I kind of just like it. Like cool monsters and the cool moves and the games are really nice.
So I started playing Pokemon when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. I think one of my neighbors got me into Pokemon, so I played like all the games, all the main story games.
As a fan of Pokemon myself, it was really nice to see a bunch of Pokemon fans come together for a franchise that started back in 1996 as a couple of pixels on a screen smaller than a smartphone.
I really like creating a team and then going through the story. It feels like they're like my little friends or something that I'm playing with. It is the best.
The community is great, and I kind of like just see everyone connect over something beautiful. And honestly, if you're in the Pokemon community, no one cares other than you like Pokemon. A lot of other fandoms give a lot of hate for other things, but Pokemon's just don't do that. And that is just a wonderful community to be a part of.
The Arlington Public Library wanted to provide a space for Pokemon fans to trade, battle, and just have a good time with other Pokemon enthusiasts. And I can safely say they achieved that and more. They even said that they used to have a Pokemon club at the library, so who knows? You might be able to see it come back thanks to the great turnout of 2023's Pokemon Day.
Ooh, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd be scared the plane would just start taking off again, you know, muscle memory from its glory days.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not much of a risk taker. So, you know, personally, I think it would be great to stay in, but as long as it does not leave the ground. Heck no. Anyway, thanks for watching NDTV Nightly News.
And join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.